All right. Hello. How is everyone doing in the chat? I hope everyone is doing great. I'm going to give everyone just a few minutes to go ahead and come in the chat. I hope everyone is doing great today. It's Friday and I am so ready to get the day started. And I've been wanting to go live for quite some time. And I want you all to follow along with me because I have some tea that I do want to go ahead and talk about. Just before I get into it, I just wanted to make sure y'all were doing okay. And I want to see if I can see my chat. So I can see my chat. And once again, I really do appreciate everybody coming to my platform, coming here on YouTube, and just being a part of my channel. I will get better at notifications when it comes to live streaming, because I know a lot of the times some people aren't, for some reason, they're not getting notifications. And I think it's something that's going on with YouTube and not necessarily anything that's going on with me in particular, but I will be diligent in putting out reminders. So I know a lot of people want to be notified when I do go live. So I'm just going to give it a few seconds. And then once I see that a few people are in the chat, hey, everyone, and I see that some people are here, I will go ahead and start all of my news. Alrighty, so I can see my chat here at the bottom. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I could see myself because sometimes I feel like I can't see myself. But other than that, today I think I'm gonna start off with talking about Nicki Minaj. So her father had a tragic accident, and this news came out several weeks ago. To be particular, I believe it was like February 14th. I think it was Valentine's Day when I saw on TMZ reported that her father had passed away because he was hit by a car. Now, that was all the details that was given at the time. No one really knew like what was going on, or, was her dad like in the wrong place, wrong time, what was going on. So now that some time has passed, hey, everybody in the chat, what's up? What are you guys up to? Now that some time has passed and we were able to gather a little bit more details on Nicki Minaj and her father, I wanted to go ahead and share you all what the update is. So, hi, everybody. Thank you all so much for being a part of my chat. It's greatly appreciated. But yeah, so if you all didn't know, this is Nicki Minaj and her father. And once again, her father has passed away due to his injuries because he was arrested, or excuse me, the person that actually hit Nicki Minaj's father has been arrested. So that is what the update is. And here in a few seconds, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you all so we can kind of just read along on what is going on here, especially who is the guy that hit him, what was going on, is this an accident, was it malicious intent behind it? And once again, this is her parents here. That is her mother and that is her father. And Nicki is seen here wearing a beautiful, stunning dress, beautiful red dress. And that's her father in a black and white tux. And once again, he is no longer with us. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to share my screen so you all can read along with me on what the article is saying. So what I'm going to do is, let me see here. I'm going to share my screen. Chrome, your entire screen, Chrome tab. All right, let me see. Share. Alrighty, so you all should be able to see my screen and you should be able to see the article that's here. This is from USA Today, and I'm going to read off the update and what's going on in the entire situation with Nicki Minaj's father, Robert. All right, so it states here that a man has been arrested in a hit and run death of Nicki Minaj's father, Robert. And if you go down, and we're going to just read along here what it's stating. All right, so it states here that a 70-year-old man has been arrested Wednesday in the hit and run death of rapper Nicki Minaj's father. Stopped briefly to ask the injured man if he was okay, but he didn't even call for help, police stated. So right there, that tells you that this was just not a good situation. So once again, Nicki Minaj's father was walking and he was struck by the vehicle. The man that did hit Nicki's father, he got out to see if he was okay, but he never even bothered to call 911. Like, that's kind of crazy. So let's keep reading. It states here, his name is Charles Polvich, and I think I said that correctly, Charles Polvich, and he faces charges of leaving the scene of an incident and tampering with physical evidence in the connection with the death last week of the 64-year-old Robert Mirage on New York's Long Island. Okay, so we have the name of the guy. Is Charles Polvich, and he is once again facing charges for tampering with physical evidence in connection of Nicki Minaj's father's death. Now, it goes on to state that Polvich, who splits time between Long Island and Guam, is actually free on bail following an arraignment that was in the county court. Now, it goes on to state that as a result of his arrest, his driver's license has been suspended and he was ordered to surrender his passport, and a judge said that he cannot leave the state of New York. It also goes on to state here, Polvich is a hydrogeologist, and he also owns Allied Pacific Environmental Consulting. Wow. So he seems like a very intelligent man. Wow. So it seems like his career is solidified. So what exactly was going on in this entire situation of him hitting Nicki's father? That's just kind of crazy to me. Let's go down and see what else is stating here. It states that he was absolutely aware of everything that happened. So Polvich did know that he did strike a person, but once again, he never called the police. He never called the police. He never called an ambulance. He never did any of those things. So it states here that he got out of his car and he looked at the deceased, got into his car, and made the conscious decision to leave instead of dialing 911, instead of calling an ambulance for the man. He went home and he went home and secluded the vehicle. He is well aware and cognitive of what he did. And it states that Robert Mirage, her father, was struck by a car at 6:15 p.m. Friday while walking along Roslyn Road in Minola. It also goes on to state that he was taken to a hospital where he was pronounced dead on Saturday. So that is what is going on here. So let me go ahead and stop sharing my screen. I'm going to come back on camera. All right. I should come back on camera here. So that's what's going on. I'm trying to figure out within myself, like what is going on in this world for people to just do a hit and run and evade the scene and think that it's okay. I really feel like something like this is very, very sad and tragic, and things like this should not be going on. You have someone who's just tragically gone, and who would have ever thought that this would have happened? And once again, when I was, I think the news came out on the 14th of February. So I was home, and that's when I saw the notification that stated that Nicki's father had actually been struck by a car and he has passed away. And I feel like when you have things that goes on like this in the world, it makes you take a step back and it makes you think like, man, is this world even safe to live in anymore? Because you have people who will just hit you and keep going, not even call 911, not even call an ambulance. And what happened to Nicki's father is just disgusting. It's horrible. And things like this should definitely not be happening. And I feel very, very sad for Nicki. I feel like she should not even have to go through this. This is a very tragic thing that happened to her. And my heart goes out to Nicki. I can't imagine getting a phone call that my father has been struck by a car and was left out in the road to basically just pass away with no ambulance being called, no 911 being called. It would bring me to tears. I would be distraught. And there's nothing that Nicki could have done. So I hope that she's not necessarily blaming herself. I really hope that she is being strong in this entire ordeal, because in this situation, no one could have even saw this coming. And I really feel sad for her and her family. Prayers to her family. I really hope that in this time, with everything going on, so many people have experienced loss within last year, even up until this point. People are losing jobs. People are losing loved ones. People are losing friends. People are losing their sanity. People are losing their dignity. They're losing their heart. People are losing everywhere from last year up until this point. So the fact that Nicki is suffering a loss here when she just had her baby boy like several months ago, like she just had her baby, and now her father and her child will never even have a bond ever, because her father is no longer here. So it just pisses me off to hear things like this, to hear that, you know, you have some crazy dude, you know, driving on the roads, and he's crazy enough to hit someone, but he's not sane enough to call 911. And it's stated in the article that the guy, Polvich, who hit Nicki Minaj's father, it stated that he even evaded the scene. He assessed that her father was passed away, got into his car, left the scene, and went home and tried to seclude the vehicle so it wouldn't be seen. So right there, it shows that you knew what you were doing. And at this point, he's out on bail. It's crazy. You have people who take charges for cannabis and they get no bail, no bond, nothing. And people like this who get to just hit someone with a car, and that's really it. You're just out on bail, walking away, or not walking away free, but essentially you're just out living your life. Like I would feel so guilt-ridden, not to say I would stay in, but I don't even think this guy even cares. So I will update. Hey, everybody in the chat, what's going on? I see some people coming in on the chat. I'm really grateful you all are here with me today. Once again, I'm talking about the entire Nicki Minaj situation involving her father, Robert Mirage, and he has passed away due to being struck by a vehicle in New York while he was walking, and the person that did hit him knew that he had hit him. His name is Polvich, and his last name is Polvich. And my thing is this: I firmly believe that this is not over with. This is not done. This is something that Nicki and her family is not going to just let go. This has been a severe loss, and I really want to update you all once I see a lot more things happening with the entire case and everything that's going on. So hopefully you all were able to kind of catch up on this. Yeah, this is very tragic. I'm going to go ahead and put some comments here on the screen because I know a lot of people do have a lot to say. Jessica stated that this is very tragic. Yeah, this is tragic. Who would have ever, thought that this is something that would have even happened to Nicki's dad? And this is something that Nicki probably is just going through it, because regardless of how much money you have in this world, it doesn't, when it comes down to things like this, money doesn't matter. Money can't bring back her dad. Money can't reverse what was done. So even though she is rich and she's wealthy and she has money, that doesn't erase the tragedy that has been done. And a lot of people think justice is served if Nicki gets a payout, or if Nicki's father or Nicki's family sues the guy that hit him. Sure, you can maybe get a check from it, but you will always have that loss. You will always feel that void, because at the end of the day, the person that birthed you essentially, or helped create you, should I say, is no longer even here. And she just had her son. She just had her baby boy. That is just crazy. It's almost like the universe gave her her son because the universe knew her dad was leaving soon. I read into things like that. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I do believe in like how things work in the earth. I do feel like timing is just really crazy for a lot of people. Timing can be very, very strange. And I really do feel like, because the universe knew her dad was leaving, the universe gave her a baby boy. And she's going to need that baby boy. She's going to need that backbone to help her be strong. Because, when you have a son, you grow them to be strong. You raise them to be well-mannered, to protect women. And she's going to need that. And I feel bad. Nicki, I just really, at this point, I want to send her prayers. I really want to send her prayers. Hello, how is everybody doing in the chat? So yeah, people are very, very reckless. I see a lot of comments in the chat. People are saying like people are reckless. And I definitely agree. I feel like right now people are just bonkers. They're just losing their heads. They're losing their minds. And at the end of the day, we need to just stay safe and make sure that we safeguard our family, make sure we safeguard our friends, and make sure that we safeguard ourselves, because the times we live in, they're very, very scary. Yeah, very, very true. Very true. So I'm looking down at the chat. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is transition from speaking about Nicki Minaj, prayers to her family. And what I'm going to do here is we are going to be transitioning, and let's talk about James Charles. All right. So James Charles, right? So who's been keeping up with the entire James Charles drama? Who's been keeping up about what's been going on and things like that? So I know for me, I wanted to talk about James Charles because there is a lot of new allegations going on with James Charles. And a lot of people have been saying that James Charles has been outed in the past for trying to solicit inappropriate things from people who are not of age. And at first, when I heard the rumors going around, you all know how I am. I'm like, okay, well, it's a rumor. So as of right now, I don't know what's true and what's not. So I'm not going to sit over here and, be running his name through the mud or anything like that. What I want to do is wait for the facts to come out. And you all know that's how I do. And what I want to do is share my screen, and I want to show you all the article and show you guys the new allegations that's actually coming against James Charles currently. Yeah, you guys are still talking about Nicki. Yeah, it's really sad. We're going to send prayers to her family for sure. All right. So what I'm going to do is report to you all what's going on with James Charles. So once again, I am going to share my screen, and I'm going to let you all know what the update is in this entire James Charles situation. All right. So once again, this is new news. It states here that James Charles actually is responding to a lot of new grooming accusations. And like I said, I kind of sat on this news for a while because I wanted to read off, the update of what was going on and gather just a little bit more information. So this is what I'm going to do is scroll down here and we can kind of follow along together. So it states that James Charles is responding to allegations that he groomed an underage boy. It states on Friday, a TikTok user who claims he's 16 shared a since deleted video where he accuses Charles of sending him sexually explicit messages and photos on Snapchat. It also goes on to state that the beauty YouTuber then took to social media to deny the accusations. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually show that screenshot of James Charles' Twitter account and what he had to say denying the accusations in a second, but I'm just going to keep reading here. It states here that there's a video going around about me on TikTok and Twitter of a day calling me a groomer, and I want to address it right away, Charles began, adding that the accusation that he has groomed this person is completely false. So this is what it is here. You probably can't really read it. And like I said, I'm going to blow it up for you all and read it off in a second. But it also goes on to state that he explains that he saw someone on his Instagram Explore page that follows him and added him on Snapchat. The next morning, I woke up to several snaps from this person. Being excited, I added him back, saying he loved me, and also lewd photos of himself in the shower, he alleges, claiming that he was asked how old the person was and that he told me he was 18. So I started flirting back. It also goes on to state that according to multiple reports, according to multiple reports in the since deleted video, the teen accused Charles of turning their conversation very sexual and began to get uncomfortable before allegedly revealing he was 16. In his statement, Charles noted that he didn't ask for a copy of the teen's ID to make sure that he was 18. And now, based on the video he uploaded, he was taking photos of me with another device and had an ulterior motive from the beginning. It adds that he admits that he later found out that the person was 16 years old and claims that he apologized. It was uncomfortable and unfriended him. We haven't spoke since. And this is basically the gist of the entire story. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen. I'm going to come back to StreamYard. And this is crazy. Once again, everybody, you have a situation where I know that James Charles in the past has had a, kind of like a sketchy past when it comes to trying to date men and date other people. And are they of age? Are they not? But from what I just read, it states that the person actually lied about their age. And my thing is this. This is what James Charles had put on his Twitter. I'm not going to read off the entire thing, but as you can kind of see here on the screen, he's saying that everything is completely false and that the guy actually gave him his wrong age. The guy stated that he was 18 when he was really 16. Okay, so let's kind of put that out there. And once again, I know James Charles has a little bit of a sketchy past or whatever, but let's call the facts, right? It states that the guy told James Charles that he was indeed 18 years old. But then when James started flirting and doing things like that, the guy eventually stated, actually, I'm not 18, I'm 16. So with that being said, I feel like what was going on there? Like, why did that guy lie to James and say I'm 18 when he really wasn't? Are you trying to set James up? Are you trying to put James Charles in a compromising position to what? Create scandal? Like, what are you doing here? I have to question your motives. And I personally feel like James Charles has a valid point when he stated that the teen was taking pictures with another device to take pictures of the Snapchat in the conversation. So why are you doing that? You lied about your age. And now you're using another device to take pictures of our Snapchat conversations because, if you screenshot something in Snapchat, then it's going to let that person know. So I don't know here, everybody. What do you all think in the chat about this entire situation with James Charles? Because I personally feel like, yes, once again, he has a sketchy past, but in this particular instance, I'm not too sure which way I need to lean. I don't know if I need to just, go along with what James is saying. I don't know if I should go along with what the guy is saying, but if there is some sort of court case that comes out of this, I will certainly let you all know, and I will certainly update you guys on this topic. But for right now, that's basically all I have in regards to this James Charles incident. And like I said earlier, why would the guy lie about his age? To where you have James Charles going to his Twitter account, saying, hey, this is not right. He told me he was 18. I thought he was cute and I flirted back. 18 is the legal age. So we will definitely get down to the bottom of the situation. And like I said, I don't really know what's going on, but I will keep you all updated. And on to Wendy Williams. I want to go ahead and talk about Wendy because she recently was trending because she stated that she is not getting any sort of vaccinations and that she does not trust any vaccinations. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is share my screen once again. And I'm going to read off to you guys the article of where Wendy is stating that she does not want to take the vaccination and that she just does not trust the vaccination. And she was doing an interview with Dr. Oz. And this is courtesy from Atlanta Black Star. And once again, it states here at the title, I don't trust it. Wendy Williams says she will not be getting a COVID-19 vaccine. So I'm going to go ahead and read this article for you all. Earlier this week, President Joe Biden announced by the end of May that the United States will have enough COVID-19 vaccinations available for every American who would like to get one. Now, since that has been going on, Wendy Williams has spoken out about it, and it states that there are a lot of vaccines available. However, Wendy did express that she was hesitant to take the shot, and she said that she just doesn't trust it. And when she was speaking to Dr. Oz, when she was on an appearance on the Dr. Oz show, it states that the 56-year-old told viewers that she did not plan on taking any sort of vaccination. And she simply stated, "I don't trust it." Williams told Dr. Oz. She stated, "I have never gotten the flu shot either." And she stated that she just doesn't trust it. She said she never had the flu. She said that she rarely gets a cold. And then she said she has never had headaches. She goes on to state that she doesn't even take aspirin and just different things like that. So she's saying like, hey, I feel like I'm in good health and strength. I don't need the vaccine. And Dr. Oz seemed like he was like a little disheartened at the fact that she felt that way, because a lot of people are getting the vaccination. A lot of people do feel strongly about getting this vaccination, being healthier. But then you have people who are like Wendy Williams, and they are extremely apprehensive. They want more research to come out. And Dr. Oz continued to actually press the matter with Wendy. And he said, well, what are your exact reasons as to why you don't want to get the vaccine? And she just stated, listen, like, I just, doctors are really smart people. However, doctors don't know everything, and that makes me uncomfortable. I don't feel like I trust the vaccine, and therefore I just simply don't want to get it. So that is what Wendy Williams had to say in regards to the COVID vaccine, the C-19 vaccination. And personally, I feel like it's a choice. It's not like a mandate right now. We don't need to necessarily all go get vaccines. And at this point, it's optional. They either have the option to go ahead and get the vaccine, or they have the option to not get the vaccine. So when you have that option put out on the table, I personally feel like that is just their personal choice. I don't want to bash Wendy. I don't want to go against Wendy. I don't want to, trash her character or do anything like that. I think we just have to learn to respect one another's wishes and respect one another's opinions and thoughts on the world we live in and the healthcare system and the trust in our doctors and physicians. And with Wendy speaking out, you can't necessarily fault her, because we have experience in this industry, faulty doctors, people who are in higher positions, they're physicians, they're doctors, and they are very sketchy. They're doing dirty deals and things like that. So when you have people who are unethical and they are in a position of power, you do have to question, is this safe for me? Is this okay for me to take? Is this healthy for my body? Let me wait for some more research. So once again, I'm not going to bash her for not taking it, because I also want to respect the people who also don't want to take it. And I also want to respect the people who do choose to take it. And once again, it's not a mandate right now. And plenty of states are actually even lifting the mask mandate. So we're going to have a lot of changes going on soon with this entire vaccination. And a lot of people are going to be upset if it doesn't go their way. But if Wendy is speaking her truth and saying, hey, Dr. Oz, listen, I am not taking the vaccine. I don't feel comfortable. I simply just don't trust it. Then, hey, what can you do besides pray for Wendy and say, I just pray that she remains healthy. She is older. And I do pray that she gets it together and she's not subjected to being sick because she doesn't want to take the vaccine. So once again, there has been a lot of sketchy news coming out in regards to so many things, the vaccine and this and that. So maybe all of that stuff is kind of getting to her and she just wants to be safe about it and just wait and do more research. So once again, I'm not going to bash Wendy, for that at all. And once again, I will let you all know what the update is, because Wendy has no filter. If she's going to say something, she's going to back it up. And the fact that she went on to Dr. Oz's show and stated that tells you that was a very brazen move that she made. So I have a bonus story that I wanted to kind of share with you all. And since I live in Virginia, I kind of wanted to talk about more Virginia news. There's news elsewhere, but I also wanted to kind of share Virginia news as well. So there's this story that I came across the other day when I was scrolling through social media about a woman in Virginia who caught her biological grandmother in bed with her husband. Now, what she does next, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you all. I posted this to my community tab, and it's just crazy. It's really, really, really crazy. So what I'm going to do here is let me go back here and share my screen with you all one last time so you all can see this crazy, crazy story. So once again, this story took place in Virginia, and it states here, a woman rolls over her husband 39 times with her SUV after surprising him in bed with her grandmother. This is real. This is real news. This is not fake news or anything like that. This is real news. Woman rolls over her husband 39 times with her SUV after surprising him in bed with her grandmother. So I'm just gonna go ahead and scroll on down and see what this article has to say here. Alrighty, it states that she caught her husband in bed with her own grandmother, and she had a violent reaction last night in Richmond, Virginia. Once again, this is Richmond, you all. This is like 1 hour away from me. This is crazy. Recklessly running over him with her vehicle and rolling back and forth over his body dozens of times. It states here that the Richmond Police Department received a call around 8:30 p.m. last night reporting a road rage incident in the Lakeside neighborhood. Upon arriving on site, the officer saw a Ford Escape model SUV driving back and forth aggressively and rapidly, noticed a man lying motionless on the ground below the vehicle's tires. It goes on to state that the officers intervened and they were able to, at gunpoint, get the driver to stop her rampage. According to the police department, the 28-year-old Samantha Warrens was infuriated and kept screaming as she was getting arrested. The officers were trying to read her rights, but she kept yelling at them, and she was telling her husband to go to hell. LL Smith from the police department states that Miss Warren's that during her arrest, she was very, very frantic, and her grandmother came out of the house in lingerie to explain the whole thing. Wow, this is Richmond. This is crazy, y'all. This is Richmond. This is 1 hour away from me. It states that her grandmother came out of the house in lingerie still to talk to the officers about the whole ordeal. This is crazy. It states that she told the policeman that the young woman had returned from work earlier than usual and caught her grandmother and her husband naked together. In the 69 position? Oh, wow. Y'all see that? The 69 position. Who wrote this article? Because y'all playing games now. Y'all didn't have to say all that. Like, what's wrong with people? It states that the officers were trying to read her rights to her. Oh, okay, I did that. See, I'm all messed up now. Let me scroll down. It states here that I admit that this is one of the sickest adultery I have heard of, but it's still illegal to react the way she did. She needs to learn to better choose her partners and manage her anger. I hate that. This right here. And I'm gonna start doing more videos and more like get-togethers and talks with you all, because this right here triggers me. This is besides the news, but she needs to learn to better choose her partners. Why is she at fault for having a douchebag of a husband? Where's his fault? Like, I'm not saying he deserved to be ran over, but why is the person who was betrayed, he was sleeping with her grandmother, so she was betrayed. Why is the person who was betrayed, why is the blame on them? She needs to learn to choose better partners. What if he never came off that way? What if her husband never had red flags like a liar? People who lie, there's not always red flags. People who are cheaters, there is not always red flags. So what if she had no idea that her husband was even a sleazeball? you know? But anyway, let me go back to the story. It states that her husband, 30-year-old Eric Leonard, was transported to the VCU Medical Center, where doctors considered his condition was critical but stable. It states that he suffered at least 57 bone fractures, including a severe skull fracture and 9 broken ribs, as well as several other injuries. And it states right here that Lieutenant Smith of the Richmond Police Department says that the accused confessed during her interrogation, and she has suspected her husband and grandmother of having an affair, but lost it when she caught them in the act in her own bed. Samantha Warrens will now face a total of 57 criminal charges, including assault and battery, aggravated assault, and attempted murder. If found guilty of these charges, she will face a death penalty or a sentence of 215 years of imprisonment. She was released on a $20,000 bail, but expected to be back in court in March for her trial. So where is her mugshot? Because the mugshot is what caught my attention the most. Her mugshot, like, I was trying to see her mugshot. Where is it? I don't know where her mugshot is, but her mugshot is the thing that kind of caught me by surprise. So what I'm going to do is stop sharing my screen. I'm going to come back on here. All right. So who's following along with me? Yeah. Are you guys reading this? Are you guys reading this? Oh, thank you all for posting in my Discord. I apologize. I should have told you all that I am live. Yes, I'm live right now. You guys can probably do the playback. I apologize for not sending notifications. And I apologize for not posting that I was going live. But once again, YouTube is not really sending out notifications and things like that anyway. I'm not too sure why, but that is crazy. So who heard that story? Who heard that story, y'all? Yeah, it's really crazy, this story. And once again, I don't know why, like what is going on with the mugshot here, because the mugshot is what caught me the most. Oh, I found it here. I'm gonna share my screen, bro. Wait a minute. This is crazy. Let me see. I'm gonna share my screen. Give me a second. I think this is it right here. Oh, okay. So do you all see this right here, this picture? Yeah, this is her right here. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust it. That's her mugshot. That's her name. Samantha, Richmond, Virginia, found her grandmother and her husband in the bed together, sleeping together. And even the grandmother came outside in lingerie to explain to the police that she was sleeping with her husband. And her, like, that's crazy. And once again, yes, she ran over her husband. That violence is always never, the cliche, violence is never the answer. But with that being said, like I said, no one deserves to be ran over like that. But at the end of the day, I do feel her pain and her emotion. Like finding my grandma, not my mom, my grandmother, like in bed with my husband. And then I had an issue with that article, because the lieutenant told her when he was trying to arrest her, or at least when he spoke out about it, he said, Samantha, she needs to learn to pick better partners. But it's like, who's to say she even knew her husband had a shady character like that, to sleep with a 70, 80-year-old woman? Why is the blame on the person? Why is blame on her for her husband being a sleazy partner? Like, again, he never deserved to, be ran over and things like that, whatever. That's how society puts it. That's what y'all say. But once again, for the police to be like, oh, well, she needs to learn to pick better partners. How about the husband needs to learn to not cheat on his wife? How about her husband needs to learn to honor his vows? When he said, for better or for worse, death do us part, I will honor this marriage and I will stay monogamous with my wife. How about the husband? Where is his accountability at? Like, that's crazy. No one deserves to be hit by a car and ran over violently. However, the lieutenant that spoke out about this entire case said that she needs to pick better partners. Well, I beg to differ. How about people in this world just start being better people? Stop cheating on people. Stop breaking their hearts. Stop, hurting them emotionally. That's emotionally damaging, to find out that somebody that you have been married to, that's your husband, is sleeping with your grandmother. Like, come on, that's crazy. Yes, please show this. I'm gonna show this comment right now. It was asking me, do you want to show the comment? I do. You're more gorgeous every time I see you. I swear you're unaging. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kimberly. This is the comment I was just talking about. It states here that men are never held accountable for anything. I have a lot to say on that topic. Yeah. That's just my personal opinion, that most men, through my personal experience, maybe it doesn't reflect all men, but the vast majority through my experience aren't held accountable. I mean, it's even proven though. They've proven it through statistics. Like, hey, women don't even get hired for certain positions in the career field because they're a woman, simply because we're women. But a man can apply to the same job with less credentials and get the position, get benefits, and more pay. It's proven that men make more money than women just because they're men. We live in a man's world. So that comment, I don't see a lie told. I don't. So this is crazy, you all. Please stay safe. That entire situation is crazy. And you know what's really funny? I'm actually heading to Richmond right after this stream with my friend. We're going to Richmond. So let me beware of an SUV on the road, because I'm naturally going to be like, is that her? Because she's out on bail. She's out on bail. It states here, yes, just leave that person if you're unhappy. Why destroy someone emotionally? It makes no sense. People don't care. People will destroy you emotionally, and they won't care. They won't care about you. They won't care about the lives they affected. They won't care about their kids. They won't even care about themselves, So why would they even care about you? And like I said, I sympathize with his injuries, because that could have led to death. But with like I said, when the lieutenant spoke out about this and to place sole blame, they do that all the time, and it's so triggering. Someone did that to me in my comment section about 2 weeks ago. They were talking about I think a celebrity couple or something, and someone stated that the person needs to pick a better baby daddy next time, or pick a better man. But it's like, a lot of the times when you're dating, that person is not showing you their true selves. They're showing you the side that they want you to see. The charming, funny, upscale, or outgoing person, and they're romantic. They're trying to woo you, give you flowers. They're not showing their true selves. So a lot of times when you're dating, there are no red flags to even catch on to. So to place blame on a person and say, you need to pick a better husband, or you need to pick a better girlfriend, or whatever the case may be, how about that person is transparent with who they are and be forthcoming with who they are? How about stop being a bad person in life to other people? It's just crazy. That triggers me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Espergy. Thank you so much for the super chat, the $20. Good to see you. Great stream. Thank you so much. You are part of my Discord too. You are the sweetest woman. Thank you for donating to my community. It does not go unnoticed. I have a giveaway coming up soon. This is going to be a fun giveaway, because my channel here was basically picked up off the ground because I was reporting on a lot of teen mom drama, and now I'm venturing off and talking about different things. But it's going to be a teen mom related giveaway, and I thank people like this who donate to my community, because I just pour it right back into you all. Blessings to you, everybody in the chat. If you can just thank her. Thank you so much for being so generous, especially during these times. They can't possibly love themselves. IMO, they're even disrespecting themselves. They are. When people act like that, and when they're, not respecting their relationship, when they are emotionally hurting other people, you are disrespecting them and your own self. Because where's your own integrity? Where's your own moral compass, right? It states that they send their representative. Okay, I don't know what you're referring to when you say they send their representative. But once again, with this entire situation, it's just crazy. Like, I don't understand why they do that. Kimberly said, love you, Yasmin. Have a safe and great weekend. You as well. Thank you so much for just being a part of my stream. And I will do more streams like this. It's crazy because I've already been over I've already been on here for over 40 minutes, and that actually completes my stream. So I did talk about the Nicki Minaj situation with her father. Prayers to her for losing her father. That's a freak accident. James Charles and his entire new allegation ordeal, I hope he has some legal representation, because if people are lying to him about their age and then he's flirting with them, and it's like, well, he didn't ask for ID. James Charles he doesn't need to ask for ID. He doesn't even have that authority to ask for ID. That's something that a police officer or someone in the law enforcement, realm can do. He doesn't even have the authority to, pin someone down. Where's your ID? And like, what? How about be a good person and be transparent? Not him, but the person who was lying about their age. How about, instead of James Charles asking for ID, how about that person be truthful and forthcoming with who they really are? Why is blame on him? So that's the James Charles situation. But once again, there's probably some things behind the scenes and details that haven't emerged. So I will remain skeptical on that. We talked about Wendy Williams and her stating that she's not getting the vaccination. She doesn't want anything to do with the C-19 vaccination. And people were dragging her for it, saying that she was wrong. However, she's not the only celebrity who stated that. You have plenty of other celebrities who said, listen, I'm not going to get the vaccine because I don't trust it. It was rushed, and I want to wait till more research comes out. And then I had a bonus story for you all about a woman in Richmond, Virginia, about an hour away from me, found her grandmother and her husband sleeping together. She went bonkers and rolled over her husband 39 times. She is now out on bail, and she is facing a lot of charges, including murder and things like that. Her husband has not passed away. He's recovering from his injuries. And that is just a crazy story of like a love triangle gone wrong within families. So we did talk about a lot of things today, and please keep your ear to the ground, because once again, I have a Teen Mom giveaway coming out, and I love doing live streams for you all and just being here with each and every one of you. Thank you all so much for joining my live stream. You all have a beautiful day. And if you are just joining, make sure you watch the playback. And if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. I have a great, positive, non-toxic community here, so you can feel safe to express yourself as long as you're being respectful too. Thank you all so much. And until next time, see ya.